Just my mom today so far.
Hi, honey.
Yeah, I Zoom it and then I post it on YouTube after. Diane, I loved all your comments last night. I love when you're in class. It's way better when you're in class. Everything you share is so, like, I learn from you, so thank you. All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I just got back from Costa Rica for like 10 days. So it's good to be back. Also hard to be back in reality. There is a market going on this weekend, just FYI. So there's like a spring creators market. Bunch of local vendors will be there. And it's Saturday and Sunday. So my Sunday class is canceled and my breathwork Saturday night class is also canceled. So if you want to come to breathwork, if you're like, oh dang, I wanted to come, I am doing it, but I'm doing it in another location at the Dome if you've been there before. So there's just like a handful of spots left. If you want to come, let me know and I'm happy to give you the info. So that would be this Saturday at 7 to 9. And then, yeah, my Sunday class is canceled, unfortunately. So see you next week. If you, yeah, I'm just trying to think. I think it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Yeah, 10 a.m., 6 p.m. for both Saturday and Sunday. And it's fun. I've come numerous times and I always think there's fun stuff here to look at. So come if you're around. And they have like a coffee and bakery stuff and like they have like tomato plants and stuff like that. They have all sorts of things. So it's really, I would highly encourage just checking it out. I think that's all for now. Yeah. Can't think of anything. Okay. So let's do the thing. Comfortable seat if you're not already there. And also I always like to move a little bit. So you're welcome to just kind of wiggle or feel around, stretch. It can be more subtle movements, bigger movements, whatever feels good. And then as you're ready, just find stillness. Eventually settle in and rest your hands, place your hands intentionally. Either close your eyes or soften and lower your gaze. And just start to really fully arrive right here in this room, in this space, in this community, on your yoga mat, in your own body. So just feeling into your own body, not just physically, but also energetically, emotionally. So just anything that's flowing through you right now in any way, shape, or form, all you're doing is becoming aware of it, witnessing it, noticing it. Start to notice your breath, rise and fall, the expansion and contraction. Maybe you even notice the air moving past the top of your lip and it moves out your nostrils. Next time you breathe in, fill up as big as you can. And then hold at the top in fullness. And as you hold, see if you can relax around the held breath just a little bit. Open your mouth and let it go. Good. Do that again. Great big huge inhalation. Fill up. As full as you can get. Hold. Take an extra sip and then relax around the held breath. Open your mouth. Release. And Nice job, you guys. One more time. Biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. Pause at the top. Maybe even 2 extra sips this time. Keep holding, relax around it. And then open your mouth, let it go. Nice work. So seal your lips now. And just start to cultivate ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. And see if you can start to create that whisper noise or that oceanic sound as you breathe slowly and steadily. So the inhale, it's like you're taking a really, really slow motion gasp, really deep, comes all the way down from your diaphragm. And the exhale, it's like you're fogging up a window, but your lips are sealed over the breath. So you start to build a little bit of heat inside just by breathing in this very intentional way. It is not rushed, it is not hurried. There's even a little pause at the top of each in-breath and the bottom of each out-breath. So the breath, in my opinion, is just as important as the physical practice. If you can figure out how to use it, really hone in on it, it will carry you through your practice. It will support you from the inside. So rather than just muscling through, fighting through, I feel like there's something else supporting you, giving you energy. So if the breath has not quite clicked for you yet, that's fine. No big deal. Don't be hard on yourself. But just stay curious about it. And every once in a while, remember to come back to it. If you're ready to begin moving, come forward to your hands and your knees, tabletop position. And just start to move any way you want to or any way your body wants to. So that might just be cat-cows to begin with. Or maybe you want to circle your hips around. If child's pose sounds nice, you want to sit back and just rest in a child's pose for a few rounds, feel free. So see if you can get out of just doing what you always do, get out of your habits, your patterns, and just feel in this moment what feels interesting in my own body. How are my shoulders? How is my spine? How are my hips? And even my feet, my toes. So there's about 1,000,000 things you could notice just in your own exploration here if you really tune in. To move in this way for about 3 to 5 more rounds or so. Nice, Lucy. And then eventually downward facing dog is our destination. So you can start your transition back whenever you are ready. You can get there however you would like. And once you're back in down dog, keep exploring. Keep feeling around. Maybe you give your head a little shake or a little nod. Maybe you pedal out your heels or even take your feet out really wide to the width of your mat. Transfer your weight from side to side. So in your down dog, don't worry about getting your legs completely straight or your heels flat on the ground, but focus mostly on finding length from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones. See if you can feel a lift that comes from your center. So imagine there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button that pulls up and tugs back. Nice job, everyone. Nice poses. Can you feel your breath? And is it supporting you from the inside? Take one more great big inhalation. Nice, everyone. Exhale, look to the top of your space, and however you would like to get there, forward fold. Once you've arrived, hang out for a moment. You can ragdoll your arms. You can bring your hands behind your head and interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. Give the back of your neck some traction. And also, just like in down dog, in a forward fold, your legs do not have to be straight. That is not necessarily the goal. So you just want to stretch your hamstrings. If you have tighter hamstrings, then bend your knees even a lot. Try to keep your weight a little more forward, more in your toes and the balls of your feet. And just focus on lifting your butt as high as you can, using that invisible rope attached to your belly button. So you're using a little bit of core strength to work the flexibility of this pose. Take one more round in your forward fold. Nice, Kirsten, as you inhale, halfway lift position. So get all the rounding out of your spine. Exhale, bow and fold. Do that again. Halfway lift. Breathe in, lengthen out, stick your butt out. Nice, man. Exhale, fold. And then from the press of your feet, lead with your heart to rise. So bending the knees is super helpful. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Nice, Dune. As you inhale, arms reach up. Pause here for a moment and grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Turn your left palm towards the right side of the room and bend your elbows a little bit. Sway your hips to the left and pull your upper body to the right. So there's more weight in your left foot. Press into the inner edge of your left foot. And if you want, your right tiptoes can reach out to the right. Try to keep your left shoulder back and down, plugged into the socket. With your right arm, you're gently tugging. So if you were to let go right now, your arm would slingshot out. Take one more great, big, huge breath into your long left side. Nice, Cam. Inhale, back to center. Switch your grip. So grab your right wrist and just reverse everything. So as you're ready, hips go right, upper body goes left. More weight in your right foot. Keep your right shoulder back and down, plugged into the socket. Awesome, Eileen. And then breathe into the space between your right ribs. See if you can stretch out your intercostal muscles. Wake them up with your breath. Take two more on this side. Beautiful, my friends. Next time you inhale, come back to center. And then as you exhale, bring your hands behind your back and just interlace your fingers here. Roll your shoulders back and down. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. Try not to lock out your elbows and start to reach your hands back away from your body. So as soon as you lock out and hyperextend, you're just pulling on your tendons and ligaments, and you're just sinking into joints. So a little bend in the elbows, and it even helps me if I try to suction cup my palms together and then magnetize my elbows towards each other. If it's available, reach your hands back and even add a little back bend. So puff up your chest, tilt your chin up, press your hips forward, nice CC, but hug in with your inner thighs. Take one more big in breath. And then keep your hands clasped, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart. Exhale all the way down. You can bend your knees a lot if it's helpful. So hang out in your forward fold with your fingers interlaced for a couple more rounds. See if you can lift your butt, your sit bones even higher, and then lift your knuckles even higher. Give your head a little shake or a little nod. Take one more big inhalation. And then exhale, hands to your low back. Release your clasp, let your arms hang. And give them a little shaky shake. Inhale to a halfway lift. Realign. Exhale, nice Jane. Plant your hands, feet to the back of your yoga mat, plank position. And then pause for a moment here. Check in with your hands. Spread your fingers really wide and push actively into the ground. Take little baby rocks forward and back. Yeah, awesome, Hannah. You can come to your knees if you want. Next time you inhale, little baby rock forward. So on your tippy toes. Nice, Dante. And exhale, lower halfway. Strong arms, strong belly. Inhale, press back up, straighten your arms. Do one more like that. Exhale, halfway down. Come to your knees if you want to modify. Awesome, Diane. Inhale, push up, high plank. And then slow motion all the way to your belly this time. One strong straight line. Very nice. Find your back bend of your choice on your own. Take as much time as you want. And then downward facing dog is our destination. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, take your right leg to the sky. And pause for a moment. For this one, keep your hips square so your inner thighs face each other. And it might help to bend your left knee and come up to your left tiptoe. So maybe not, but you might try it, see how it feels. And then with a bend in your left knee, you can make your right leg even straighter, stronger, more powerful. Take one more great big inhalation and press up with your right foot. Press down through your fingertips. And as you exhale, right knee towards your nose, round your back, hollow out your belly. Nice, Liz. Step through as soft as you can now, low lunge. And rise up to crescent lunge. So all 10 toes face forward. Eye on the ball of your back foot. Beautiful. See if you can find stability in your legs by hugging towards midline. So you have your nice long stance, but then rather than sinking into it, you're hugging in. So front hip pulls back and back hip pulls forward. Your legs are nice and strong. Take one more inhale, maybe reach up higher, maybe gaze up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. And if it's available, reach your hands back. Try not to lock out your elbows. Option to bend your back knee to a hover and then work a little back bend. So puff up your heart, tilt your chin up, but don't let your head collapse back. Yes, so nice. Take one more great big huge breath. Awesome, Jeremy, come back, crescent lunge. So release your clasp, reach your arms to the sky. And if you want, you can straighten both of your legs, might feel nice. Bring your hands to the ground. All right, from here, just step your back foot to the top of your mat and you're back in a forward fold. Inhale to a spinal extension, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And take it all the way up. Inhale, reach up and stretch tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, high mountain, reach. And then this time as you exhale, sit back into a chair pose, Utkatasana. So make sure as you sit back, the weight is in your heels. You should be able to pick up your toes and spread them apart. Yes, so nice. Draw your belly button in and up so you feel a connection to your center. Bring your feet hips width distance apart for this one if they're not already there. Take one more breath in your chair. And then we're gonna twist. Left hand comes down in between your feet, right arm to the sky. You're welcome to use a block underneath your hand if you would like. And then only if you wanna take this further, option to wrap your right arm behind your back for a half bind. Yes, perfect. Stay right here, or only if you want to, option to take the full bind so your left hand reaches up and possibly your hands clasp. If you are taking the bind, try to stay open towards the right side of the room rather than looking down at the ground. Nice job. And we're gonna take Bird of Paradise later, so unless you really wanna take it now, just stay in your twisted chair. Take a couple more rounds wherever you are at. Good job. Long through your spine and then sit back a little bit deeper, twist a little further. Bottom of your next exhale, release, forward fold. Nice work. Now bend your knees as much as you need to and bring your hands behind your ankles. So your arms go outside your legs, hands behind ankles, forearms behind calves, elbows behind knees. So I have to bend my knees a lot to get my arms in place. And then once you've got your arms in place, press your legs into your arms and your arms back into your legs and see if you can lift your butt higher. Lift your sit bones higher and feel the connection to your center. So think butt towards the sky, crown of your head towards the ground. Breathe into your back body and breathe down the backs of your legs. Use your arms as gentle leverage. One last breath. Nice, Anya. End of your exhale, release your arms, halfway lift. Breathe in, realign your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your yoga mat. Inhale at the top of your push-up, little rock forward. And then slowly lower 3, strong straight line, 2, 1. Find a back bend of your choice. Once again, take your time. Awesome, Abby. And then downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. So fire it up. Feel it and hear it. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Square hips, inner thighs face each other. Possibly try bending your right knee. So the one that's on the ground, your leg that's on the ground, bend your knee and come up to your tiptoes and just see how it feels. So it feels almost like you could pounce forward. And this is where you would go if you wanted to hop up into a handstand. Take one more big inhalation. Make your left leg straight, strong, powerful. Yes, exhale, left knee towards your nose. So round your spine, hollow out your belly, then step forward softly. Good job. Rise up slowly, crescent lunge. Nice, Jill. All right, so rather than sinking, hug towards midline. So yes, you want a nice long stance, but then rather than letting your butt get closer to the ground and sinking deeper, you want to do the opposite. I know it seems almost counterintuitive, but pull your front hip back hip forward so you lift out of it a bit and you feel like you could hold this all day long. So if your legs are shaking and trembling because you're going so deep, then find more stability. Yoga is not just about flexibility, it's just as much about stability. Take one more inhale here. Good job. And as you exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers once again. And this time, just for funsies, try switching them to one finger over. So one finger over, it's going to feel a little bit funky. Roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades hug towards your spine, and then see if you can reach your hands back. Only if you want. Bend your back knee, and then puff up your heart, tilt your chin up. So heart towards the sky, and then think knuckles towards the ground behind you. Yes, one last round of breath. Awesome work, everybody. Back to crescent lunge. Inhale. So reach up, and if you want to, straighten your legs. Exhale. Bring your hands to the earth. Step your back foot forward, forward, fold. Halfway lift position. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. And then we're going to take a moment here. Walk your feet out to the width of your mat. And then bring your toes wider than your heels. So your toes might even come off the edges of your mat. Malasana, so low squat. Bring your elbows to your inner thighs or your inner knees and your hands to your heart center. If possible, keep your heels on the ground. If you need to lift your heels, that's fine. If your heels are on the ground, see if you can then lift your toes and spread them apart. Notice if you tend to roll onto the inner edges of your feet. See if you can press into the outer edges just as much. And send your breath down into your pelvis and your hips. Just a couple more. See if you can breathe bigger than you thought you could. Fingertips to the ground, hips to the sky. Heel toe your feet in so they're hips width distance apart and all of your toes now face directly forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up. Big stretch at the top, high mountain, breathe in. And hands to your heart center, exhale. Inhale, high mountain, reach. Chair pose, fierce pose, sit back, Utkatasana. So weight is in your heels. Maybe try picking up your toes, spread them. So feel the energy in your feet. Your feet should feel really alive, rooted down. When the heart is lifted, it's almost like you're doing a little back bend to lift your heart, but then rather than letting go with your belly, draw your navel back towards your spine just slightly and feel like you have a little brace around your middle. Take one last breath. You guys look great. End of your exhale, twist. Right hand comes down in between your feet, left arm to the sky. So try to keep your knees nice and even, flush with one another. Butt reaches back. Crown of your head reaches forward and your spine is long. Only if you would like, half bind, left arm wraps behind you. And maybe full bind, right arm reaches up and possibly hands clasped. So no need to force it. If it feels like you can't breathe once you're in the bind, then come out of it. Take big, deep breaths. Last couple rounds here. Work your twist. So good, everybody. Bottom of your next exhalation. Let it go. Forward fold. All right, bend your knees as much as you need. I'm going to give a couple options. So option one, you could wrap your peace fingers around your big toes. Option two, you can make an infinity sign with your arms. So your arms come behind your legs and your right hand reaches up to grab the front of your left shin, reaches up the front of your right shin. And then just as we did before, friends, it's an active forward fold. So focus on lifting your butt up towards the sky using the strength in your core. Butt towards the sky, crown towards the ground. And as long as you are engaging your core, you're not going to somersault forward. So I know it feels a little bit scary to let go with your neck. Use your core to hold and support you. An invisible rope pulls up on your belly button. Breathe into your back body. Breathe down the backs of your legs. Last breath. And then release, bottom of your exhale. Good job. Halfway lift. Realign your spine. Let's just take an extra breath here. So stick your butt out a lot. Feel the length in the back of your neck, sides of your neck. And then as you're ready, just plant your hands, feet back, plank position. All right, this time from your plank pose, one arm at a time, come to your forearms, forearm plank. So elbows under shoulders, forearms parallel, palms face down, fingers spread wide, and then press especially through thumb and index fingers. So try to make a number 11 on the ground with your forearms. If that feels like too much, nice Sue, you can make a tripod with your hands instead, but that's the modification. Draw your belly button in and up. And then breathe into your back body. Feel the length in the back of your neck. Yes, you guys look so strong. Now, try not to let your elbows drift apart. Start to walk your toes towards your elbows. Come into dolphin pose. So imagine that invisible rope is pulling up on your belly button. And as you lift your hips, try to press your heart back towards the back wall. Use the strength in your core to lift your hips higher. And then breathe. Take a couple more, let's say 3 more deep breaths. Good job, everybody. And if you want to play just on your own, lift one leg, then the other leg. Even take little hops towards forearm stand. You're more than welcome to. Yeah, good job. Let's give it one last huge breath. Exhale out your mouth if you'd like. And come on down, child's, embryo, hero, puppies. So just rest and soften. Feel whatever there is to feel. Downward facing dog. All right, from your down dog, right leg to the sky. And then this time, open up your right hip. So bend your right knee, reach your right knee out to the right, and then up towards the ceiling. So it's like your right hip is a hinge on a door. Your right leg is the door, it just swings open. So you should not need to collapse into your left side. Your left shoulder, your left hand, your left hip should all stay the same as you open through your right. Take one more inhale, see if you can lift your right knee a little higher, squeeze through your outer right glute. And then exhale, right knee towards your left elbow. So a little cross underneath your body. Push the ground away. Inhale, back up, three-legged dog. See if you can open your hip again. Yes, nice work. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. Get as high as you can. Very good. Inhale back up. Open your hip one last time. And then exhale, knee towards your nose. So round your spine, hollow out your belly. You're on your back, tippy toes. Step through softly. Low lunge. Rise slowly, crescent lunge. Good. Beautiful poses, friends. So strong through your legs. Take one more round. And then we're going to work a side body stretch. So bring your right hand to grab your left wrist. Pull your left arm to the right. Think up and then over. Keep pulling your right hip back, left hip forward, and feel the length that you're creating in your left side. Breathe into that length. Keep your left shoulder back and down, plugged in. Take one more round here. And then we're going to use all this length in our left side to work a twist. So lean forward. See if you can bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee or thigh. And then hands can either come to a prayer position, or sometimes I like to make a fist with my left hand and press my right palm into my fist. So you're using your hands as gentle leverage. Keep your spine long. Rather than gazing towards the back of the room, gaze straight to your right or even forward. So encourage your spine to lengthen more. And then breathe all the way down into your low back as you exhale. Twist, twist, twist. Take about 2 more rounds. Awesome job, everybody. Bottom of your second exhalation, slowly let it go. And walk your hands to the long edge of your mat, the left side. Parallel your feet, straighten out your legs. Inhale to a halfway lift. And then anywhere you want to explore or play or hang out for about 5 to 7 rounds. This is all you. There's no right or wrong. Rather than doing what you always do, your habits, your patterns, maybe try something that feels just interesting right now in this moment. Maybe something you've never tried before. If you don't like it, that's fine. You never have to do it again. Last couple of breaths. All right, bring your hands or your fingertips to the ground if they're not there already. And then crawl your hands to the top of your space, so low lunge. From your low lunge, standing splits. Right foot is your base, left leg lifts up. So please feel free to stay in standing splits. It's just like a one-legged forward fold, or option to turn it into a balancing half moon. So right hand reaches forward a bit. Left hand might come to your left hip. And then eventually, your left arm might open, might reach all the way up towards the sky. Yes. If you are taking half moon, squeeze through your outer right butt cheek and press your hips forward towards the window. It's nice, see? And if you want to, you can bind the pose. So variations are welcome. Explore in your own way. Couple more breaths. Keep your back legs strong and powerful. Your back foot active. Back toes active. Very nice, friends. Awesome, Pam. Take one last big inhale. And then exhale, top of your yoga mat, forward fold. You can give your right leg a little shaky shake. Pedal out your heels a bit. And then this time, bring your big toes to touch, little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl, tiny little potato bug ball. So butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. And you can choose to either press your heels down on purpose, that works your ankle flexibility, or lift your heels high on purpose, that works strength and balance. And breathe into your back body, all the way to empty with your exhalation. Next, inhale, halfway lift. So heels down, stick your butt out and lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Let's just roll up. So let your arms and head hang. Slow, slow, slow roll. Your head is the very last thing to roll up and stack. And once your head stacks, give your shoulders some rolls. So up, back, and down. And then eventually, shoulders roll back and down. Open your palms to face forward. So open, receptive. And if you want, you can even take your arms out a little wider so you're taking up more space. Traditionally, this pose is taught with big toes together. But for me, it feels better if my feet are about hips width distance apart. So you choose, do you like your big toes touching or do you want to bring your feet a little bit wider? Invitation, if you're not already closing your eyes, close your eyes and just feel yourself standing in mountain pose right here from the inside. So feet on the ground. And crown of your head drawing up, shoulders broad, and just allowing yourself to take up space, to breathe into all that space inside of you. Stay as you are and fill up as big as you can. And hold at the top of that breath. Take 2 extra sips. Keep holding, soften around the held breath just a little bit. And then open your mouth and release. Ah, very nice. Ujjayi. See if you can turn it back on and reach your arms to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, sit back into chair pose, Utkatasana. All right. We are twisting once again. So if you know you want to take bird of paradise, then you will want to bring your feet hips width distance apart. Otherwise, you can choose left hand comes down in between your feet, or maybe this time you want to go for a prayer twist. So up to you. If you take prayer twist, personally, I like my big toes touching so I can squeeze through the tops of my thighs. If you are taking bird of paradise, find the bind first. And then once you've got your hands clasped behind you, root down firmly, firmly, firmly into your right foot. Engage through your core to help you balance as you stand up. And then once you are standing, possibly begin to straighten your left leg. And I can't get mine all the way straight, so just get it as straight as you can. And hang out there maybe a couple of rounds. Hug in with your right inner thigh. Keep your left toes active. And then we're going to come back into a forward fold. So if you can, come down slowly, just like you came in. And then everybody eventually just forward fold. And this time just ragdoll it out. Grab opposite elbows. Kind of give yourself a little sway or bounce or bob. Woo. Ujjayi breath. Inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat. Inhale at the top of your push-up and push the ground away. And exhale to slowly lower. So strong straight line. Back bend of your choice as you breathe in. And then just for a moment, sit back into a child's pose and rest. Nice loose. The next inhale, tabletop position. From your tabletop, we're going to move into a modified side plank. So you'll pivot on your right knee and extend your left leg back behind you, and then left arm to the sky. And the tendency is to want to just stick your butt out behind you, but instead, see if you can squeeze through your outer right glute and press your hips forward. Yes, very nice. Left foot can stay down or float your left foot up. And left arm might reach forward. Final option, bend your left knee, reach back, grab hold of your left foot. Kick foot into hand and pull hand back into foot. Rather than kicking your foot up, try to kick your foot straight back and let your heart turn to look up more. Squeeze through your outer right butt cheek, press your hips forward. One last round. So nice, everybody. Slow motion, come back to a tabletop position. And then from your tabletop, we'll move into thread the needle. So you can either just bring your knees nice and wide, wider than your hips, or you can gate your right leg out to the right. Toes face forward. Sole of your foot presses down as much as possible. And then left arm out and up. Breathe in. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath you and come down to rest. So you might have to lean forward, get your shoulder and head to the ground. And take big, spacious breaths into your back body. All the way to empty with every exhale. And on the exhale, that's an invitation to go just a little further, find a little more space that wasn't there before. If there's any way you want to work this pose on your own, feel free. About 2-3 more breaths. If you do happen to have your right hand lifted, set it back on the ground. And then next time you breathe in, unthread your left arm. Reach it all the way up. One more time, maybe a little higher. And exhale, left hand down. Everybody, even if you don't have your right leg extended, extend your right leg back now and take your right toes off the left edge of your mat. Push them into the ground. Let your hips kind of lean over to the right and then gaze back over your left shoulder. See if you can look back at your toes. And then breathe into your long right side. One last deep breath. And back to tabletop. Back to downward facing dog. And if you want to move through just a quick reset, little vinyasa on your own, you're welcome to come forward to a high plank, lower down, and see you right back in down dog. Ujjayi breath. So keep it going. Use it to support you from the inside. So your body's going to get tired. Your muscles are going to get fatigued. But your breath is brand new every time you take an inhale. So use it. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Peel your left hip open. Bend your knee. Reach it out and up. So as you did that, ideally, your right side didn't even have to move. Hug in with your right inner thigh. Stay rooted and firm through both of your hands. Squeeze through your outer left butt cheek. Active through your left foot. See if you can lift your left knee just a teeny tiny bit higher. One last in-breath. So nice. Nice, Liz. As you exhale, left knee, right elbow underneath you. Push the ground away. Awesome, Dai. Inhale back up. See if you can open your hips. So learn to articulate through your hip joints. Exhale, left to left. Aim for your armpit. Inhale back up. One more time. Open your hip. Good, Tracy. And then exhale, left knee to your nose. Curl in, push the ground away with all that space in front of you. Now step through softly. Beautiful. Rise slowly, crescent lunge. Strong legs, high on the ball of your back foot. So you've got your nice long stance, but then rather than sinking into it as deep as you can, you're doing actually the opposite. You're hugging back in towards midline, lifting out of it, finding more stability. Take one more big inhale. And then grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand, side body stretch. So you're reaching towards the windows, up and then over. Keep pulling your left hip back, drawing your right hip forward, squeeze through your inner thighs. Keep your right shoulder plugged in, and then breathe into that long right side. Feel into all that space. Take one last big inhalation here. We're going to use all that length we've created on our right side to work our twist. So right elbow outside of your left knee or thigh. Hands can come to prayer or fist with your right hand. Press your left palm into your fist. Nice CC long through your spine. So rather than gazing at the back of the room, take your gaze straight out in front of you or even slightly forward. So your gaze is going to encourage your spine to lengthen even more. It's where you want to go. Squeeze through your inner thighs and twist, twist, twist with your exhales. Last couple breaths. End of your next exhalation. Nice, Eileen. Let it go. Walk your hands to the right long edge of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. And this one's you, all you. So do whatever you would like. You can take your halfway lift or you don't even have to. A few rounds, just hanging out, exploring whatever there is to feel in your body in this moment. All right, start to wrap it up. Bring your hands or your fingertips to the ground if they're not already there. And walk your hands to the top of your space. So you're in a low lunge. From your low lunge, standing splits. Left foot is your base. Lift your right leg up. So just like a one-legged forward fold, relax your neck, just like you would in a forward fold. Yes. And then maybe this is where you stay. Or if you want to, open up to a balancing half moon. So left hand reaches forward a bit on a block or the ground. Personally, I just usually lift my left fingertips. And then right hand to your right hip. And peel your hip open. So stack it on top of your left. And then maybe your right arm reaches up. Possibly, if you want to, you can work into the bind. So your expression or your exploration, if you're falling out, perfect. Meet yourself right there. Back leg strong, back foot active. Beautiful, everybody. One more big inhale. Nice, Jill. And then bring it down, forward fold. Right foot to the top of your mat. If your left leg a little shaky, shake. Big toes together. Little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl. So your little tiny potato bug ball. And again, you choose. Heels can lift or heels can press down. I personally can't even get my heels to the ground. I don't have the flexibility in my ankle. So for me, a lot of times that's what I'm trying to work. So what do you want to work? Flexibility, or if you're lifting your heels, that's strength and balance. Nice job. You might even wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a squeeze. One last breath. Inhale, halfway lift, realign. Exhale, fold. Once again, let's just roll. So arms and head hang, super slow roll. Imagine your spine is a string of pearls, one pearl at a time. Your head is the very last thing to stack. Once your head stacks, a few rolls of your shoulders. Then eventually shoulders back and down, palms open, facing forward. So I know if you've gone to core power, they say mountain pose is arms reaching up. But traditionally, mountain pose, arms out to your sides, palms open. So root through your feet, take up space through your upper body, through your shoulders, collarbones, arms. Draw up through the crown of your head. Feel your breath and every little space inside of you circulating around this life force energy. Stay as you are and just fill up as big as you can. Hold there. 2 extra sips. Keep holding, soften around the held breath just a tiny bit. And then let it go. Ujjayi. Inhale, high mountain, reach up. Sit back, chair pose one last time, Utkatasana. So weight in your heels. You know you're going for bird of paradise. Bring your feet hips width distance apart. So as you sit back, you're preparing for your twist. You'll be twisting towards the windows this time. Take one last round, just regular chair, and then end of your exhale. Twist, right hand might come down in between feet, or right elbow to the outside of your thigh. And then if you want to go for bird of paradise, you know the drill. Left arm wraps behind you, right hand reaches up. That might be where you stay. Just bound variation of chair, or root firmly into your left foot, connect to your center, and see if you can slowly rise. Focus your gaze on something that is not moving as you rise. And if you fall out, who cares? We're not performing, we're just playing and practicing. So lightheartedness, compassion. If there's a mean voice in your head, notice that. Take a couple more rounds. Awesome, everybody. See if you can make your way to a forward fold slowly. So coming out the same way you came in, and then eventually everybody forward fold. You choose what variation of a forward fold you want to take. So maybe it's something more relaxing, a ragdoll or hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. Maybe it's something more active. You take gorilla pose, step on your palms. Breathe into your back body, down the backs of your legs. A couple more. Exhale is an invitation to dive just a little bit deeper. Next time you breathe in, halfway lift position. Exhale, plant your hands feet back, plank position. All right, top of your push-up, inhale. What did I do last time? Did we do anything special? Slowly lower down as you exhale. Thanks. Thanks, Sydney. Inhale, back bend of your choice. And then just for a moment, child's pose it out. Rise up, tabletop. Modified side plank on our left side. So pivot on your left knee, left foot comes out behind you like a little kickstand. And that's actually quite important, makes it a lot easier. Right leg reaches back, right arm reaches up. So open up towards the right side of the room. Nice, Diane. Press your hips forward rather than sticking your butt out. You should be feeling your outer left glute. It's called your medial glute. You should feel it squeezing. If you want, right leg can lift. You could even bind the pose if you want. Otherwise, right arm reaches forward and just work the length in your right side. Yes. Awesome, you guys. Rather than kicking your foot up, I know it's easier. Try to kick your foot back. Good adjustments. And then press your hips forward more. Let your heart look up more. One last deep breath. Beautiful. End of your exhalation. Slowly release. Tabletop, hands and knees. And we're moving into thread the needle. So either knees a little wider than hips, or if you want to, you can gate your left leg out to the left. Toes face forward, sole of your foot presses down. And then right arm out and up. I lift up to my left fingertip so I can reach higher. Inhale here. And then exhale, thread your right arm through. You might lean forward a bit so that you can rest your shoulder and head down. And then big intentional breaths into your upper back, mid back, low back. Soft through your facial muscles, forehead, jaw. All the way to empty with every exhale and find your very, very center last couple of rounds. And if you have your left hand lifted, set your left hand back down. With your next inhale, unthread your right arm. Reach it all the way out and up one more time. And then right hand comes down. Whether or not you had your left leg extended, now take your left leg back, left toes off the right edge of your mat. Yes, very good. Pull your hips towards the windows a bit, lean them over, and then gaze back over your right shoulder. So see if you can feel into the length of your left side. And a lot of times I like to bend one or both of my elbows, or even come down to one of my forearms, or round my back a little bit so you can feel around. Very nice. Bottom of your exhale back to tabletop. And then back to downward facing dog. Either walk out your dog, or if you want a quick reset, you can rock forward and take a quick vinyasa. Nice down dogs, everyone. All right, inhale your right leg to the sky. Peel your right hip open. And then only if you would like, option to flip your dog. Right foot comes down behind you. Right arm forward. Lift through your hips and your heart and feel your back muscles squeeze around your spine. Little tone in your belly to protect low back. Last big deep breath here. And then come back. Three-legged dog. Extend your right leg high. Inhale. Thanks, Kirsten. And exhale, pigeon pose. Right shin to the top of your space. Gently set your body down. And if you want to take this on your back or in a seat or any other variation that will better serve you, please feel free. If you're taking regular pigeon, set yourself up very intentionally. Try to get your right knee nice and wide towards the width of your mat. And rather than sitting onto your right butt cheek, which I know feels like you're going deep, you want to lift up and out. So just like in lunge, you're plugging the femur bone into the hip socket. Keep pulling your right butt cheek back and up as you bow forward. Yeah, bring your knee out even wider. Yeah. Even more. Yeah, you want to feel also when you do that, a little tone in your belly. So rather than feeling like you're doing this, you want to feel like that. Everything kind of zips in. Perfect. Amazing. Good job. Take about 4 or 5 more rounds here. If you want, anytime, open your mouth and just sigh. Good job, friends. Soften through your face, shoulders, your fingers. Last couple of breaths. Ah. And then as you are ready, just start your own transition. However you would like to get there, back to downward facing dog. And once you're back in down dog, just walk it out. You want to move through a vinyasa. Now is your time. Just notice right side versus left side. No judgment. There's no right or wrong. Just observation and curiosity. From your down dog, inhale your left leg to the sky. Peel your left hip open, bend your knee. Only if you would like, only if it will serve you, flip your dog. So left foot comes down nice and easy. Lift your hips, lift your heart. Back muscles strong, hug around your spine. And that little tone in your belly protects low back. One last big inhale. Nice, Anya. Exhale, come back, three-legged dog. Awesome, Abby. Extend your left leg high. Breathe in, lengthen out. And then pigeon pose, left shin forward. And set your body down nice and easy. Big, spacious breaths. Yeah, nice adjusting. Good job. So think you are not forcing anything here. You're not trying to push your body into a position it can't be in, doesn't want to be in. There's meeting an edge, that comfortable level of discomfort. Taking your big, deep breaths. Maybe they're a little shaky sometimes. Just softening around the sensation. Sitting with the sensation. Just noticing what comes up. A few more rounds here, out your mouth anytime. So if it feels like there's too much, it's a lot, it's overwhelming, give it somewhere to go. Sigh it out. If you feel any pain in your left knee, try spreading your left toes, making your left toes active. Last couple big deep breaths. I'll leave it up to you. So when you feel pretty even, start to find your way slowly and intentionally back to one final downward facing dog. You can get there however you like. You can take one last vinyasa if you'd like. Maybe instead of down dog, you just want to take a child's pose or some cat cows. And just notice everything there is to notice, all the space, all the length, just all the energy flowing through your being. The rise and fall of your breath. Take one last round wherever you're at. And then bring your knees down gently, or everyone, however you need to get there, just tabletop. And find your way all the way onto your back. You can face whichever direction you want to. Once you're down on your back, gently draw your knees in. Take a little rock from side to side. Find a supine spinal twist of your choice. Legs can go in either direction first. If you want something more gentle, probably the most gentle option is feet wide at the width of your mat and just let your knees fall to one side from there. Otherwise, maybe you have your legs crossed, one leg straight. Lots of different options. Take big, deep breaths down into your belly, even as you lay on the ground. And then after a few rounds on this side, just slowly and intentionally find your way to the other side. So rather than just plopping your legs to the other side, Let me take a moment as you come through center, take a little rock. You don't even have to do more. You can tell me I'm just baby. Look around and city's cold. The water out, you can't see where you're gone. I accept you. And when you feel pretty even on both sides, just come back to center. And any movement to neutralize for a moment. So hug your knees in, take a little rock, or maybe give your knees a big squeeze. And then we'll take one last heart opener. So I'm going to cue for bridge, but if upward facing bow, that full back bend is in your practice and you want to go there, please feel free. So if you're coming with me into bridge, feet on the ground, knees bent. All 10 toes face directly forward, feet hips width distance apart. Your ankles and heels should come straight down from your knees like a straight line. Exhale, pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up. And then as you inhale, peel your spine off your mat. And then once you get into your bridge pose, friends, you might kind of move your shoulders, shimmy them underneath you. And maybe you want to interlace your fingers. Maybe you want to robot your arms, bend your elbows, palms face each other, fingertips face the sky. If you've come to my class for a long time or you used to go to Jason's class, you know those little lifts and lowers of your butt to work mid-back mobility. You might try some of those. So hug in with your inner thighs, press down especially through your heels and the inner edges of your feet. And then big deep breaths. Wherever you're at, take about 3, 4 more. Good job. And then if you are in bridge, stay in your bridge, but work your shoulders out from underneath you and reach your arms straight up towards the sky. So staying in bridge, arms reach straight up towards the sky. Take one more inhale, lift your hips a little higher, hug in with your inner thighs. Keep reaching your arms straight up, slow as you can. Roll your spine down like a string of pearls, one pearl at a time. And then once you get down to neutral spine position, bring your feet out to the width of your yoga mat. And you can either just let your knees fall in, or maybe a few windshield wipers first, and then eventually let your knees fall in. So everyone eventually constructive rest pose with your feet wide and your knees falling in towards one another. They can touch or they don't have to touch, just whatever naturally happens is perfect. An invitation to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, or just bring your hands onto your body somewhere so that you can feel your physical body really obviously. Invitation to close your eyes. And just be here for a moment. This is constructive rest pose. You're resting. You're not doing really anything. But there is something happening. There's space being created down in your pelvic bowl, down in your hips, down in your low back. So you might even visualize your breath moving down into that space and really pay attention to that space. And if you feel really good here, you're more than welcome to just stay here for the remainder of our practice. You can take your final Shavasana here. If there are any other poses, movements, finishing poses that your body would like to take, Now is your time. You have about 10 breaths, so please feel free. You're welcome to move. You're welcome to use a wall if you want to take some sort of inversion next to a wall. And then eventually, Shavasana is where we'll all end up. And as you guys find your way into your Shavasana, I'll share with you this reading. It's by Jeff Brown. It says, truth is not just a concept, it's a felt experience with embodied consequences. When we live a lie, our bones know, so do our tissues, our cells, our organs. It takes a considerable amount of energy to uphold a fake life. It debilitates us, makes us more prone to disease. But by contrast, we receive an enormous surge of energy when we finally live our truth. The body breathes a deep sigh of relief, delighted that it no longer has to carry the weight of the lie. It begins to move easier and to gravitate towards experiences that nourish it. So the next time you decide to postpone making a bold leap into a more truthful life, think again. Truth is the elixir for what ails you. Truth is what you are made of. These last few moments, friends, just be in your body and feel into your bones and your cells and your tissues and just your own inner truth in this moment. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. And you'll start to wiggle through your physical body. And eventually roll onto either side, fetal position. Give yourself just a couple moments resting on your side. Just feel into this pose as a nurturing posture. Take in some nurturing energy for yourself. Soak it in. And then use your arms to guide yourself up into seated meditation right back where we began. And as you come into your feet, just notice if you feel a little bit different than you did about 75 minutes ago. And gather your hands to your heart, either prayer hands or one palm stacked on top of the other. And we'll close our practice with one big collective Om. So don't worry too much about how you sound. Just focus more on feeling your voice move through you as vibration and express out of you. So start by exhaling, clear your throat if you need to or want to. And then breathe in your voice. Om. Thank you so much for being here, sharing your practice. Let me guide you. The light in me sees and reflects the light in you. Namaste. All right, friends. Thanks so much. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Have a great day. Yeah, are you teaching it? Tuesday, 8:30. All right, Tuesday, 8:30, you guys. And if you're not already aware, there's a $5 yoga class every Tuesday night. So it's not by donation, it's just like straight up $5. And my yoga teacher trainees are the ones who teach it. They rotate. And Diane over here is teaching it on Tuesday. She's amazing and awesome and wonderful. And it's chill. It's chill vibes. You'll love it. Put you right to sleep by the end. Good. I'm so glad. Who was this up on Thursday? I forgot. Amy? Okay. She was okay. She's okay. Denise, good. I'll try to get Denise whenever I can. Amy? I've never okay. Okay, yeah. I hear that. Yeah. Cool. Like the actual class itself. I hear you. You're beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll get her whenever I can.
Oh my goodness, what do you think about that? I need to get you some treat. I need to get a treat for you. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just the wind was blowing so bad.
Okay.
Right in the window. So
Okay, well, I'll clean it up. Thank you. Just leave it there and maybe I'll just kind of, yeah. She's just cleaning in the middle of class, just cleaning,
Put my foot over there,
just tidying up.
tidying up a little bit.
Okay, great to know. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, thank you. I like your earrings. Thank you. You're so welcome. You're wearing your shirt. I just noticed that. Thank you. Let me go turn on my Zoom. Thanks, Liz. Oh, Jeff Brown. It's from his book. It's called Soul Shaping.
Okay.
Jeff
Bill
Brown.
and you three.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff. Jeff Brown, yes.